Zesties, how are you? I am taking a nature walk with the sisters, my two terrier mixes, and they are looking for chipmunks. Rarely do they get them, but it's sure fun to try. So I'm coming to you today with something a little bit different. I thought long and hard about making this announcement or request because I want everybody to feel welcome here at Zestful Aging, those with my political views and those who have different political views. But after watching a couple nights of the DNC, and particularly after Michelle Obama spoke, I felt really compelled to use this platform to share my views on why I am very excited about Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. I don't know if you were able to see their speeches. I was so impressed with Tim Walz and I'm not the first one to say this, he just seems like, wow, what a mensch. And for those of you who are not familiar with that Yiddish term, my grandmother was from Poland and was Jewish. Just means having a really wonderful heart and being just a really good guy through and through. So struck by his son's tears and the family's obvious passion and support. So, it's no surprise that I'm a big Kamala fan. I have talked to a lot of people who have mentioned their distrust and dislike of Donald Trump on the podcast, and you don't really have to be. It's not subtle, right? I'm a clinical social worker, and our values are really about justice and fairness. And those values are extremely important to me. And knowing one's privilege, also extremely important to me. I'm quite aware of my own privilege, and I can walk in these backwoods with my dogs. I don't have to be afraid that somebody is going to be offended by my presence, typically. So I'm quite sensitive to some of these issues of equality, racial, the gender, sexual orientation, all of that. And it's been really my life's work. I've been doing this for more than 30 years to help people feel more of a sense of belonging and self-compassion. So it's no surprise that I'm a huge Kamala fan. And in fact, I am making arrangements now to take a bus, hopefully, down to Washington, D.C. on the 2nd of November to join in the Women's March. I'm a little nervous about it because I think that it could be violent, actually. But in my early 60s, my birthday is coming up. I'm going to be 63. I feel as though it's a really important thing to do. It's just a huge metaphor, I think, for standing up for what you believe in. And I would really be excited to interview some elders, some older women, and I have a really cool setup for that, a really cool mic. So, by the way, if you know anyone who's going down from the Syracuse area, please let me know. I haven't found a group to hook up with quite yet. It's still early. So, all that being said, if you trust my judgment, and I hope you do after listening to the podcast, I would really encourage you to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. I think that we are in big trouble if the Trump folks win. I'm really concerned about his mental health. I'm certainly not the only one. But I would really encourage you to get to the polls early, cast your vote. This is really a historic vote. And I just wanted to let you know how much I've been thinking about it, how concerned I've been and how excited, like many people, have been revitalized by Kamala and what she stands for, her strength, and this idea that they're talking about joy. I was watching last night and I thought, am I hallucinating here? Because that's kind of on brand for me, finding the joy even in the brutality, even in the horror and the pain. And when they were talking about so much joy, I'm hearing a bird right now, that brings me joy. I thought these people have really got it. So if you have any desire to have a conversation about this or open it up, if you are someone who would like to be a guest who thinks that it would be, you can offer some interesting perspective, I think, I'm certainly open to that. But I just wanted to let you know, as my valued listeners, I'm supporting Kamala as much as possible. I'm sending them money. I'm really trying to go on the march, and I would encourage you to do the same. And thank you so much for all of the support.